Hi, folks. This is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report. Recently I told you about when the tournament fishermen come here and when they get up on stage after the tournament is over at the final, when they don't have to worry about giving away their secrets because they're all going to go to another area. Well, this is what we hope. But anyway, a lot of them they'll be asked, "What'd you catch your fish on today?" And the interesting thing that I have noticed is, and let's assume maybe they're telling the truth. Maybe they're not just saying what their sponsors want to hear. Maybe they're telling the truth. It appears that on any given day, there can be 10 winners up there. All were successful, and some were doing something completely different, and they were using a completely different technique and lure. So what does that tell me? What does that tell you? That I don't want you to think that there's only one lure that's going to catch fish at any time. We talk about drop shots are the way to go in the St. Lawrence River. And they make a presentation that gets to where the fish are, and it makes it much easier to catch those fish if you've got the right thing at the right place at the right time. And that's what that allows you. But what I'm saying is there's times when you might use a Carolina rig where you're dragging a bait behind instead of drop shotting, but you have confidence in that and you're good at it and you know that the fish will eat that. There might be another time when you would be using a tube jig instead of a drop shot bait. Well, a tube jig is going to do something completely different. A lot of times that's just bouncing along the bottom like a crayfish, and yet those fish are readily going to hit it. My point to this is that I want you to realize that at any given day and any given time, there may be several different lures and techniques that you can be successful with and really enjoy fishing. I'll give you a very specific example. My buddy Rust and I fish the same type of pools in our rivers, and I'm going to be very specific now, in the Racket River. Rust has gone out and done tremendously taking a paddle tail, minnow-looking, soft plastic bait, throwing it out and reeling it back. And just reeling it back, swimming it back, that's why they're called swim baits, and catching fish. I can go to the same pool, the same day, and I will be more successful than I would have been if I was using a paddle tail by using some of my finesse baits and sort of jigging, letting the current carry it like something drifting down. And bam, 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 I'm catching fish. And in the meantime, Russ doing a completely different technique because he's better at this other way. I'm better at doing the finesse fishing than he is. I think I have a better feel, a little bit better presentation. He's much better at target casting. He can really hit the spots where he thinks the fish are going to be, which I might go all over the place. And he's in reeling that paddle tail back. He has so much confidence that he just keeps doing it, and he keeps catching fish. And then I take a third person in the equation, Melissa, who is a great friend of Russ, and I've fished with her many times. She's helped me with different shows, and she will only use a chartreuse spinnerbait or a chartreuse paddle tail of a different size, fish it in a different way, and she'll catch just as many fish. Now, sometimes one way is better than all others, but there's many, many times when different techniques, depending on what you have confidence in and how well you've learned to fish it. It's all about technique. And the more you try something, the more you believe in it, the more you catch fish with it, the better you're going to be with it as time goes on. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report.